Meantime, we continue to follow breaking news out of Miramar. This weekend's air show has been grounded.
Despite months of preparations and a threat of cancellation earlier this year, military officials say the air show is now officially a victim of the partial government shutdown. News 8's Angelique Luzardi joins us right now outside Miramar with the details. Angelique.
This is not the news MCAS officials wanted to hear. They say the timing couldn't be worse, and they really just say it all has to do with the government shutdown.
Over the last several months in trying to pull the air show together, work within the guidance and the restrictions that we've received all along the way, and in the end, the government shutdown is just going to be too much of a hill for me to climb. So with that, I apologize, and I have to make that statement.
Within the past few months, MCAS officials say they were working very hard to host this show within the sequestration limits to put the show together. This morning, they did receive that notification from the Deputy of Secretary of Defense that the air show would have to be canceled. They say the government shutdown was just too big of a hill to climb, as you heard. News 8 was able to speak to some San Diegans here, some business owners who rely on this show, and just some residents who say this is a huge disappointment.
People coming from San Francisco just to attend the air show. And now that we don't have an air show, maybe business will not be good.
I think it is a big disappointment for a lot of people, but it's not really a surprise to me. You know what I mean? Like there's things that get cut all the time.
Earlier in the show, I did mention that $1.6 million was generated last year during the air show. Of course, that is not going to happen this year. Right now, MCAS officials say the main objective is to reimburse all of those people who helped put this show together. Dan and Michelle.
Angelique, thank you. The air show draws thousands of locals and tourists every year, but now those would-be attendees are left with nothing but disappointment.
Among them, our very own Jeff Zevely. He was all set to take off with the Patriots jet team. Jeff, what happens now? I heard your disappointment earlier this morning.
Well, Nichelle, I am grounded. You know, I got the call early this morning around 7:30 that the air show was canceled, and I figured it was because of some early morning fog, and now, of course, we know it's because of the government shutdown. I've covered the air show for more than 10 years now. I know that hundreds of thousands of people are going to be disappointed, and today, yes, that does include me. This was my waiver that was signed and all ready to go. I was supposed to be flying with the Patriot jet team, the headlining act at the air show this year, because today was media day.
Hello. What do you want?
At this very minute, I was supposed to be carving crews in the air with the Patriots, a six-plane team that boasts an all-star pilot lineup.
With two former Thunderbirds, a former Blue Angel, a former Canadian Snowbird on our team, and two civilian guys, I think we just have this great amount of skill and synergy.
When the military asked if I wanted to fly, my mind flashed back to 10 years ago when I last flew with the Red Barons.
You look into my eyes and you see a bright man. I look into your eyes and I see a crazy pilot.
The pilots later confessed they wagered good money they'd make that yappy reporter puke. Although I turned green, there was no throwing up, unlike my co-worker Nichelle Medina, who rode along with the Blue Angels in 2005.
Ready, hit it. 2, 3. I'll show you the 4-point.
Wait, perfect.
Unfortunately, this year, 500,000 San Diegans have a sick feeling in their stomachs, not from air sickness, but because of the last-minute cancellation of the air show.
We were working till late last night.
Pilot Heather Gamble washed and waxed her plane named Woodstock in preparation for displaying it at Miramar.
I think it's tragic. It's very sad because
Gamble promotes the 99th, an organization of women pilots, one of many groups being turned away this weekend.
A lot of families are going to be disappointed. A lot of local pilots were coming together to help support the air show, and it's a tremendous disappointment. But I feel the saddest for the public that enjoys this free event and for the military who worked so hard to put this on.
Coming up new at 5 o'clock, the disappointment continues to resonate. Remember, because due to sequestration, all of the military aircraft was grounded this year, so the military was bending over backwards to make the air family friendly, and that included that family fun run on the tarmac. So all of those extra events that all of these families were looking forward to, they've all been canceled, and we'll talk to some of these air show participants who are very disappointed coming up new at 5 o'clock. Nichelle?